Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition. We have a taste challenge today. Guinness Extra Stout versus Murphy's Stout.
Some good crake.
Some good
That
what?
means good stuff.
Okay. Now, you paid a little bit too much for this Murphy's Stout. We won't get into that.
I know.
You didn't know. Now you do. All right. This bottle was $2.79 at Albertsons on sale.
Okay.
And this is 22 ounces, and this can is 14.9 ounces. All right, 4% alcohol, and the Guinness is 5.6%, so it's a little stronger.
It's funny that I paid more for the Murphy's than you did for the Guinness because Murphy's is generally cheaper. So when I was in Ireland, I drank a lot more Murphy's when we went out than I did Guinness because I could get more for fewer euros.
Well, I mean, you know, you paid $2.99 for this can, which, and I think Dornax has a 4-pack for like $7.99. Or
You
$8.99.
told me you can find Murphy's here, and
Yeah,
that's
it's a good thing you bought it
why.
because I didn't have a chance to go into town, and so I wouldn't. And I did. They didn't have it in at the Red, White, and Brewed in Hammond.
Okay.
So it's basically this or nothing, I guess.
That's fine.
They say that okay, they use water, barley malt, unmalted barley, hops, yeast, and hop extract, I think. All right, pasteurized beer, brewed and canned by Heineken of the United Kingdom Limited, Edinburgh, United Kingdom. So it's an Irish recipe brewed in Scotland. Okay. All right, but the company was founded in 1856, and you've never had the Murphy's Irish Red Ale.
No, I might have.
That's very rare these days.
I mean, I might have when I was in Ireland.
Woo.
Well,
Okay.
Sorry.
The Irish Red Ale, I haven't seen it lately around
Doesn't
here.
Heineken do the Guinness for the U.S.?
No,
What am I thinking?
Guinness is made by Diageo. So Diageo
Okay.
is was a company formed from the owners of Guinness. So Murphy's, we got it. We're gonna do a blind taste test. So they say 45-degree angle. Now they say I just looked at the Murphy's website while you were sitting out here, and they said it is sold in these cans and on draft at the pub. That's it. No bottles apparently. At least in America.
Might be going to an Irish pub tomorrow. I'll be interested to see what they have on draft.
Wonder if they'll have Murphy's. Okay, so it makes that nice creamy head because of the nitrogen ball. And it's very dark brown, nearly black. You can see a little ruby as the sun hits it.
It's very dark.
All right, so that's setting up. And this DiCiorno, oh, I'm sorry, this is D'Amore little snifter
Amaretto
glasses.
glasses.
D'Amore. Somebody gave these to me. They were going to actually throw them out. So
I have some of those.
I've never had the amaretto. I don't know if it's any good.
It's very sweet. It tastes like cake, like you're drinking cake. It's good to
Like
mix.
almond cake.
People mix it with orange juice or pineapple juice, which is really good. We put it in hot chocolate sometimes. It's good in hot chocolate. It's good in coffee. The sweeter stuff.
I've never had it. Okay, so Irish stout brewed in Scotland, but you know they're using the recipe, and then Irish stout brewed in Ireland. We used to get the Canadian-made Guinness, but they stopped making it in Canada.
James Gate, I've been there.
Oh, you've been there. It was nice, huh?
Yes.
The Guinness experience.
Yes.
Well, you see, we have to mix them up because they're very clearly one is different from the other. So it's going to be hard to not tell.
I know now that I've seen the head.
Right, so we're going to have to really mix them up. Yeah, because it's just too creamy compared to just bubbly.
Yeah. I mean, I could literally close my eyes.
Now,
you could hand me a glass,
I
and I
could've-
could taste it.
I could have bought the Guinness cans with the widget. That would have been a more accurate taste challenge, you know, the 4.2% Guinness. But I saw it was kind of pricey, you know, and I said, well, I'll just get this extra stout. So I think we're going to find that the Guinness is a lot stronger.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna look
heavier
away.
body. Right, so heavier
And
body.
you can
So
just give it to me.
okay, so
I
let's
want to
mix 'em
try
up.
to be really like blind with it.
All right, so I'm gonna just mix them up without looking and just grab one, okay? Without looking.
Okay.
I'm not gonna look either. I want it to be a double blind test, where the subject nor the tester knows which is which.
Okay.
So I think I have them well mixed. I can't really tell, so don't look.
Okay.
And I'll mix mine while you're testing and sniffing and telling me what
Okay.
you find. And you said you preferred the Murphys when you were in, like just generally preferred
I
Murphys?
mean, it's hard to say because I prefer the price of the Murphys.
Oh, okay.
So
You were in Cork. Okay. Okay.
now there's a weird stink in the air. I don't know what that is. It smells like
That's
sewage.
that canal.
So the glass I have is a very faint smell, kind of sweet, kind of rich.
I already know what mine is because I could just tell when I taste it, it didn't have the foam. You know, like you might be able to taste foam or something on yours or not taste
Yeah.
it. Mine's got a little sour note.
I can taste the foam on mine. Mine does too.
Yours has a little sour note, okay.
It's rich, but it's not super heavy.
A canal is supposed to only drain water from the street. So I don't know. It goes back to Lake Marple. It drains into Lake Marple. All right, so mine has a little bitter note, and it's a little sweet, but a little sour too. And I think Guinness uses a little sour beer in theirs.
Yeah, mine's got a little bit of sourness. It's got a bit of a bite in the back of my throat. It's creamy, drinkable,
Okay.
yummy. Well, give me the other one.
Okay.
So I'm
Here's the other
curious
one.
which.
So I ended up having to look. I had to look because
Oh,
practical
okay.
reasons.
This is like a stronger flavor. Tastes more carbonated, and
You get that sour.
it's just overall, yeah, more flavor. So, presuming that this is the Guinness and this is the Murphy's, I think we
Yeah.
kind of already know because of the foam. We couldn't have been super blind, maybe with the cans, but because I feel like
Yeah, we should have done can versus can, but
Mm.
oh well, we screwed up.
because the Guinness, when I get it on tap, that's one of the things about Guinness is the foam is really thick. You have to sit there and wait for the foam to go down.
And that's the 4.2% Guinness draft.
Yeah,
on
and I
tap.
actually love the foam on the Guinness. It's not like foam on other beers. I don't know why. I just really like the
Some
taste.
people hate this nitro foam. They hate that
Mm.
creamy thing. They say, ugh, it's gross. It ruins the beer. But
So, the Murphy's is a lighter, like less intense flavor, I would say.
yes, and I think if we put up the canned Guinness against the Murphys, it'd be a lot harder to tell them apart.
Really?
Because it's lighter.
Because this is
That's an extra stout.
yeah, heavier and like sharper flavors.
More bitter. Mm-hmm. Bitter.
This is a lot more mellow and reminds me, actually tastes more like regular Guinness. So yeah, it's an imperfect comparison, but
Yeah. So do you prefer the lighter Guinness, the one that comes in a draft, over this heavier extra stout?
I mean, I think so. There's just different kinds of beer.
Correct. The Guinness. Now this is an older. This has been around for over 100 years. The Guinness Draft been out for 60 years. This is the 60th anniversary.
I mean,
of
I
Guinness.
like the creaminess of the Guinness Draft, and I like the kind of mellowness of it. It's almost like a cozy taste.
This one has some more coffee to it, and it's not creamy.
It's not as drinkable. Like, not like it's bad. It's just, you drink it slower. The other Guinness, you might be able to get down a little quicker. Maybe the lighter Guinness or the less intense, creamier Guinness might taste better with like a meal.
Yeah.
If you were just drinking it with some fish and chips or some pie or some black pudding or whatever it might be.
The Murphy's is drier in the finish, and or you could say chalky or whatever, but it's not nearly as bitter as the Guinness. Guinness has a lot more bitterness and heaviness. Heavy pie, well.
Yeah, this is good, and this does bring me back because I would get pints of Murphy's. Sometimes instead of dinner, it would fill me up. I wouldn't be hungry anymore. I'd have 2 pints of Murphy's.
You'd be full, huh?
I'd be full.
That's what monks could drink on a fast.
Because we were always
no solid food.
We were always out and about, and sometimes I would forget to eat, or I just like would, wasn't used to the schedule we were on, and so I just wouldn't have time. But then we would end up somewhere, and I would have a Murphy's or 2, and I would be like, okay.
And the recipe is the same in the can or that cask, the draft. So according to the website, you can either get that or you can get the draft. I've never had, I don't think, the draft version, from that pump that they have over there in Ireland. It's been 4 years since you went there.
I know.
But do you think this extra stout is any good?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really great beer. I think I prefer.
It's a little heavy.
It's really good. I think just personally, I prefer the regular Guinness, but that could be a nostalgia thing. Because, I mean, this is an excellent beer.
Like the draft Guinness.
Yeah.
Not the extra stout.
Yeah. I mean, this is just a different kind of beer. It's also very good.
Now, I don't know what you would think about the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout, which is 8%.
Oh, I'm sure I'd really like it.
It's kind of heavy, though, and it's dark cherry tasting.
That sounds great. I mean, I love dark beers. I'm just saying if we're comparing this to the Guinness I'm used to, obviously the classic Guinness, it has like a special place in my heart. But this Guinness is really good. And what I do, one of the first times I had Guinness, actually, we would go to Bayou Beer Garden in New Orleans, and someone ordered something called a snake bite, which is half Guinness, half cider. And I was like, oh, let me try this. And I was like, oh, this is really good.
No.
Yeah, well, that was what the bartender said when I went to Ireland. I was like, do y'all do this? And he was like, we can, but I won't.
Have you gone mad?
Yeah.
Woman, have you gone mad, woman?
Yeah.
I remember you wanted me to do a cider review. We did all those different ciders. And I went along with it, but I didn't really like them.
Wasn't that good. I just bought a woodchuck cider rosé cider.
How was it?
It was good. It did kind of taste like rosé. I do love rosé.
Well, the ones we tried were like all mainstream ciders.
They weren't great. That was a while ago, though. I mean.
Yeah, like 4 years ago.
Ciders are too sweet for me now. I used to love them, but I basically don't eat sugar anymore. I don't eat a lot of processed sugar almost ever. Every now and then I'll have like a soda, or obviously I'll go out to a restaurant and get something, or I'll get a dessert. But
I just drink water,
I don't really drink. I don't have sugar in my coffee. I don't sweeten my tea. Excuse me, except like with honey or date sugar or cane sugar. Not cane sugar, coconut sugar. So I don't do a lot of processed cane sugar. So
I put sugar in my tea, and I put sugar in the first cup of coffee, but not in the second or third.
You should put honey in your tea. You should get local honey. It helps with the sinuses.
It's so expensive. Now, Mathern's had honey on
tea all day.
Mathern's had honey on a deep discount. I bought 4 bottles of it. It was wonderful. Now it's gone.
It's worth the price for me. You'd probably be shocked though at some of the stuff that I invest in.
I probably would be. Now, anyway, so Murphy's is the winner today, I guess. And we kind of failed in the blind taste test.
Different,
I prefer the Murphy's, but
Okay.
I always did. I always said that.
Yeah.
Now, the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout. Hey, wait, now that's a really rich.
I do love the Murphy's.
That's a special item, but I noticed Mathern's doesn't have it anymore. They must have not been selling too well. They cut it.
I'll
you can
have
get it
to
in
let
New
you know
Orleans.
what I. Ooh, got a little chill. It's a little chilly.
It's starting
nice
to chill
though.
down. It's going to get down to about 43 tonight.
I think we're gonna go to Aaron Rose tomorrow. I had a friend recommend it to me. It's an Irish pub with a po' boy place in it called Killer Po' Boys.
Okay.
And it's downtown because we're gonna go to Pat O'Brien's for my free birthday drink.
Oh,
So my birthday's
boy.
coming up.
Don't get a hurricane. Don't get a hurricane.
I'm not gonna get a hurricane. I'm probably just gonna get a whiskey ginger. Well, I might
It'll
get
rock
something
you
little.
like a hurricane.
I mean, I guess I should get the most bang for my buck if we're being.
If you get a whiskey ginger, do me a favor. Keep an eye out on what whiskey they're grabbing. I'm just curious. I've started noticing out bars, if you just say, give
Usually,
me
if you don't specify, they do well whiskey.
right. So I'm always
Yeah.
curious, what do you grab? And I'm looking at, we were in Houston last year at the Mexican restaurant, and I said, what do they do for their regular whiskey mixed drinks? And I looked, I said, T.W. Samuels. Okay.
Uh-huh.
You can get that bottle for $8.99 at Winn-Dixie.
My friend just got married in Alabama, and he and his wife, now his wife, congratulations, Eric and Elizabeth, they had their post-wedding reception after party at this local bar that he frequents a lot. He's friends with the owner. They provided a cask of, or a keg, sorry, not a cask, a keg of Budweiser.
You sure it was Budweiser or Bud Light?
Everyone told me it was Budweiser. And when I went to the bar, I said, can I have a Budweiser from, on the house? It literally tasted like water. I had 3 sips or something and I gave up and ordered a whiskey ginger because it was so nasty.
Yeah, because
waste of calories. I mean, I can't even say it was nasty. It didn't taste like anything, but I was like, I'm not going to put this in my body.
Yeah, because Budweiser usually has some flavor. You may or may not like it, but
maybe it wasn't
Bud
Light.
Because that's usually the thing everybody wants to drink. Bud Light.
It was a nightmare. I couldn't. I lost so much respect for anybody. Sorry, not sorry if you're offended right now. But
I drink Budweiser when I work at Bingo, and Bud Light, it ain't that bad. All right.
Well, yeah, because it tastes. I mean, ooh, let me taste the air. Yeah, there you go, Bud Light. But I'm not trying to get calories from that. But then what we're saying about well whiskey, my boyfriend is a bit of a whiskey snob, so I got the whiskey ginger, and he was just like, oh. I was like, you can judge me, but it's better than the Bud Light.
You should have said, hey,
He was disgusting.
You should have let him go see what whiskey they were using in that whiskey ginger.
Oh, I knew it was a well whiskey because it was Egan's. And then it was so watery. It was watered. They didn't put a lot in there. It was watered down with the ginger ale. So then I had to get a shot of whiskey to mix into my drink so I could taste the whiskey. And Justin was just like,
They were probably either using Heaven Hill Kentucky blended whiskey or T.W. Sanders.
But let me say, so I was thinking about Bud Light. And you know how Bud Light's like a dude's drink, like men get together and drink beer.
Yes, the most popular beer in America.
And then other things, people think of like ciders and stuff as like women's drinks.
Yes.
Or like Red's Apple Ale is like women's drinks. Those have way more alcohol by volume than the Bud Light. They're a lot stronger. So I don't know if y'all are trying to say that women's drinks are just stronger.
Well, I think it's the flavor thing because the women usually like the sweeter things.
Whereas men like to drink something that tastes like ditch water. That's fine. Good.
All right.
Good
Well,
for you.
you're trying to destroy my channel. All right.
That's okay. You can direct your hate mail to me.
But anyway,
not him. He loves everything. He's very egalitarian when it comes to beer.
I don't like name tag lager. Hey, but all right. So we did this, and we might do another one. So thanks for watching this video production, and there's no winner and losers here.
No, they're
Winners
both
or
really
losers
great.
'cause, you know.
Look, I love Irish beer. I love Irish whiskey. I just made an Irish stew that used Guinness and red wine. Oh, it was so good. I love Irish soda bread. I love Irish butter. Like, honestly.
Oh, they sell that Kerrygold.
Oh, it's so good. I just dream of going back to Ireland. Like, I miss it basically every day. And then St. Patrick's Day comes around and it's like tacky Irish crap everywhere, but then it still, makes me nostalgic, of course.
I like to appropriate Irish culture for my own personal enjoyment. I'm just kidding.
That's
All
what
right.
people like to do. Oh, I'm 1/10 Irish.
All right, well, thanks for watching this video production,
you.
and we'll see what comes next in this dry, sunny, southeastern
Beautiful.
Louisiana afternoon.
Have a good St. Patrick's Day. Sláinte.
Or you might be watching this video in May of 2023, but,